Welcome to the desert just outside of Abu Dhabi for the launch of the e-tron from Audi, their first all-electric vehicle. They're smart. They've decided to come to market not with a car, but with a 5-passenger, 2-row SUV. And I had the opportunity today to do the entire drive with the person that's in charge of the e-tron program. And he told me they did lots of research heading into this project, which has been developed over the last 4 years. And they asked customers, do you want your electric car to look different and scream unique and electric, or do you want it to be like a regular production model? It just happens to be electric. And they found across the world, with the exception of China, most people just want to drive what they're used to. In this case, a 5-passenger Audi utility, but it just happens to be electric. The Chinese market's slightly different. They want a little bit more recognition and pizzazz, and they're going to make some changes to this car for that market, mostly on aesthetics on the outside, a little bit more showy. So we're here in Abu Dhabi. We're going to do lots of different kinds of driving today. A lot of highway driving, going up into the mountains, some off-road even in this e-tron. So let's get inside. I'll talk to you about the inside and take it for a drive. There are a few unique features like the aerodynamic wheels, a sleeker looking front grille, and e-tron badges on the side and rear that are rather subtle. The easiest way to spot an e-tron is the use of 4 lines clustered together. This motif is used on the wheels, the headlamps, and the lower body cladding. It's subtle, but the trained eye will easily spot this model. On sides, the e-tron is slightly larger than the Q5, built on its own unique platform. So first of all, this vehicle has a 95 kilowatt-hour battery, okay? And it's been tested on the European cycle, of course, a European car, and it's rated at over 400 kilometers of range. And that works out to 247 miles. It can make a run to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.7 seconds, and that's quick. And they actually benchmarked this car against others in the Audi family, like the S4 and the TTRS, so similar kinds of acceleration to those 2 cars. So this e-tron has 2 electric motors, one in the front and one in the rear. And what they've been able to do with this quattro all-wheel drive system is drive when you're under light load like I am right now, just using the rear-wheel drive, of course, for more efficiency. But then when you put your foot into it, you get the combined 489 pound-feet of torque to do very quick acceleration. They developed this electronic quattro system to be the best quattro system that they've ever made. That's quite a statement. So we have had a chance to go not only through twisty roads, but off-road as well, and it does as advertised. It's hard to describe the way an electric car drives other than to say it's quiet, smooth, and has brisk acceleration. All electric cars have this in common. What the e-tron does particularly well is let the driver forget they're driving anything other than an Audi. It has a similar feel on the inside, and the road character is similar to its conventional gas cars. The one area that differs is the all-wheel drive system. Because the system is electric, the shifts in power are instantaneous and provide a transfer of torque to the correct wheels in a nanosecond. Now, of course, because the battery is along the bottom of the vehicle, they're actually able to get a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. Now, standard on every single e-tron is an air suspension, which does a couple of things. Because this car is heavy and it has big batteries, it can absorb bumps, but it also can lower the vehicle down at higher speeds for a greater aerodynamic effect. Now, one of the most important things with an electric vehicle is regenerative braking. Now, Audi claims that they have the best system in the market today that uses the electronic regeneration from the braking system more often than having to rely on mechanical braking. So it's an electric and a hydraulic system, but they're claiming that they're able to get 30% increase in battery just from regen. And anybody that's driven an electric vehicle knows that if you're actually quite aggressive with your regen braking, you can eke out much more range. And they claim that this is the best in the business. We drove up a mountain and down again, and it's interesting to see just how much the battery is affected. And when you're going downhill and using the brake, it's actually more of the electric motor and not the actual mechanical brake that's doing most of the work. Now, credit where credit is due, Tesla has been able to achieve something that a lot of other brands have not been able to do. You like it? The guy likes it. One of the things Tesla's been able to do that others have not is create an aspirational brand. Electric cars are sexy and people will spend a lot of money for them. And a big part of that is that they have the supercharging network where you can drive across North America and charge your vehicle. Speaking of charging, you have the 150 kilowatt fast charging, able to get 80% of the battery charged in 30 minutes, which is on par with what Tesla is capable of doing. When is it coming? Here's the good news. We don't have to wait very much longer. This vehicle will be arriving before summer of 2019 as a 2019 model. And the price? $90,000 Canadian. It's not for everybody. It's an expensive product, but those that do get to drive it are in for a treat.